grape plants, and I needed to get them planted before we took off for a few days. They weren't going to survive in our heat in those little pots. Everyone was working diligently on their Comic-Con costumes, but luckily Garen had finished up early, so he agreed to help me out.
One of our favorite ways to grow plants is by using a self-water raised garden, and we found the perfect spot for it.
This is where we're gonna put our self-watering grape.
We like to do the self-water planters because, well, they work really good off of the rain barrels, for one, when we put the float in them. But also in the desert, it's so hot out here in the afternoon, and you never really know how much water that plant truly needs. And self-water works good because the plant just takes what it needs when it needs it. Bryson wants climbing plants around his building, so grapes seem to be a good choice. So what are you putting on that?
It's a gasket maker.
Gasket maker? Okay.
Garen digs the rain barrel down a little and digs a ditch to lay the pipe under the railroad tie. He then connects the PVC pipe from the rain barrel to the blue self-water container. Garen uses a hose to PVC connector.
To a PVC.
The pipe is installed permanently to the float that is attached to the self-water container. The float is responsible for keeping the water level up. He places an on and off valve so we can turn it off during the winter months. Once he gets it leveled, we add water to the barrel and let it set for a day to ensure the float is functioning properly.
Just gotta put some net over the top of it, right?
Yes.
The next day, Garen constructs a platform from a plastic bucket. He cuts holes around the top and cutouts around the bottom for water flow. The platform is placed in a container. A piece of fencing is used to distribute the weight, and garden cloth keeps the dirt from falling in. We almost forgot to add the pipe we use for testing the water level, so Garen makes a quick cutout in the garden cloth and slips it in. The dirt touches the water and wicks to the plant. It works like any other self-water container. We water them for the first day or two to start the wicking process. When we get back from Comic-Con, Bryson installs the gutter. The grapes did well while we were away. We want to eventually put gutters around Bryson's entire building, but for now, we'll start with the entry.
We've used plastic in the past, but these metal ones seem to be better. And they're 5-inch too, so bigger.
The same afternoon it rained. We got to try out the system and it worked like a charm.
Found this on sale for $3 on clearance because I was looking online on rain chains and they were quite expensive. They could be as much as, just shy of $100. And so I'm going to go ahead and use this.
Soros on sale.
And Bryson has a hole. I want to have as little intrusion on stuff that's flowing down that gutter as possible.
I think that's good. Pick up like that this time.
4 years ago, we did a video on our first large self-water container. You're welcome to watch it, but be warned, it's really corny.
We've had those strawberries going for, I don't know, they've been there for a few years now. It's been very successful. Every year the strawberries pop back up. And then in the winter months, we shut down the self-water so that can dry out a little bit, because otherwise they'll get root rot if those roots sit inside the water. And the next year they pop back up. I don't know if it would be successful with every plant, but it's definitely been successful with the strawberries. So we're hoping to get the same result with the grapes.
Mom is working diligently to create a garden atmosphere in the courtyard. We'll periodically be bringing you updates on how that's all going. Until next week, we'll see you next time.
but we just use him. There's a pool under him, like a kiddie pool. You can see the shape is round, but this one actually works too. And then we'll plant, maybe sweet potatoes or bell peppers or something like that in this when the rains come. This one, you can see he's kind of dried out because I have to water him by hand because this one stopped working. It's a blackberry it's not thornless, so it's not really a fun plant anyway. I think the problem with this one is that it is very high and there was a lot of dirt here. And my guess is that weight came down too much maybe on the float. Anyway, we'll see when we take it apart.
Please subscribe. For more information, you can click the website link below.
If you like what you see, please share it with your friends.
Thanks for watching.
Who's a popple?